Rusty gas tanks. You can hear all that rust is sloshing around in there. But I got a couple metal gas tanks that I've been playing with, and I want to start using them again. I haven't used them in quite a few years, and a couple of them I just recently acquired. But they always had rust in them pretty bad, and I've really never cared that much. But let's eliminate the rust quick and easily. Now the same principles I'm doing will pertain to motorcycles and ATVs and stuff, other things with metal gas tanks. But we want to tackle it before they get this bad. You know, this one's a goner, but these ones right here aren't too far behind. I think this one is from the 1950s, this one's from the 70s, and this one's from, I think, 1980. This one and the green one are probably the worst. This one's just filled with, I don't know what was in it, just super duper duper old gas was left in it when I found this. At least 30-year-old gas when I found that one. But this one right here, you can see in there, not faring too well. The rust is crystallized on the side. There's a fair amount of rust, but you can still see some steel in there. This one, it's just gross. I got some bolts in there trying to slosh around, trying to clean out the gunk. You can see there's a layer, you can see the ridge. But this one right here, this green one, that up in that corner is flakes. See if we can drop those down. Yeah, you see that? So what we're using is muriatic acid. Muriatic acid or hydrochloric acid. I actually have both. This one's super old. It's hard to find hydrochloric acid anymore. You know, I don't know how old this is. Probably from the 70s or something. There's no barcode. Could even be from the 60s. But it could even be from the 80s. But this is hydrochloric acid. Muriatic acid is the exact same. Muriatic acid just has impurities, which is completely fine for, you know, cleaning concrete and doing other stuff with it. And for this, impurities are just fine. Straight pure hydrochloric acid is if you're playing in the chemistry lab. So set that aside. And all we're going to do is just pour muriatic acid in there with some water. It can be diluted, and we'll let it sit. And the nice thing is I actually have some mixed up here that was about 25% acid and 75% water. You can dilute it, it slows it down, but it spreads it out. And such huge things like this, you'll want to just spread it out a little bit. It makes it a little less dangerous. So you can reuse it pretty much indefinitely. Playing around with this though, I want to make sure I do follow a little bit of safety. And number one thing is some water, but baking soda. That's right, I got baking soda. So we got baking soda, we got just some plain water, and we're going to fill these up, not all the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them up, plug them off, lay them on a side, put them on the bottom, the other side, and kind of rotate them through, and it should only take about a day, maybe not even that. Maybe the really bad one will take more, but I did the same thing on the little Honda Trail 70 motorcycle, and the motorcycle's the exact same. I just poured actually this exact same acid in there and left it overnight, and it was clean as a whistle, and I was done. So let's just pour it in after you don some safety gear. I mean, this is almost a gallon jug, and the thing is you can put it back in. You'll notice this one says RV Marine Antifreeze. This is just an HDPE plastic, a little triangle with a 2 in it. HDPE is not eaten by stuff like acid, stuff like muriatic acid, but essentially I'm just going to pour it in. This one we don't want it to get as bad. I mean, this one, I think the date code on the bottom is 1951, so it's had a lot of gas ran through it. I found it in the bottom of a ravine maybe even longer, 15, 16, 17 years ago, but up in the mountains, just in some ravine. And I painted it bright green, I did, yes, I'll admit to that. It was all rusty, but the grabber green, but we'll just put that on there. It's all sealed up, and we'll just lay it on the side and come back later. Hope it's not leaking out the bottom. Is it leaking out the bottom? It is leaking out the bottom. I think I've already waited too long on this one. Well, I'm going to still fix the green one. I'm going to try to de-rust it and actually fix the hole in it, because it just seems like it's a small little pinhole. But this one, same thing. This one should not have a hole. This one's a lot more solid. We're just going to take this acid and water, mix to about 75% water, 25% acid, or you can just do straight acid, or pretty much any combination in between. And this principle works with apple cider vinegar, or I'm pretty sure even just white vinegar as well. I think the apple cider works a little bit better. It just takes a lot longer. And if you just got light surface rust, yeah, vinegar will do. But you don't really want to dilute the vinegar. You want to use that straight. But even this stuff diluted is way stronger than the vinegar. So we'll just put that in there. I've got a seal somewhere right here. Old oil filter seals. You can get a couple that are about the same size, and they actually work pretty good. But we're going to try to do this without splashing. Inevitably, you're always going to get some splashes on yourself, so make sure you wear clothes you don't care that gets a bunch of little holes in it. And there's going to be a lot of goop. I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. And these got a lip in them, so but we got to flush them anyway to counteract all the acid. But let me bring you guys in closer and give you guys a peek inside. So you can see how clean it got it, and that right there isn't actually rust. You can see where I scratched it with the screwdriver, and it's actually just roughness, kind of colored a little bit to the rust, but that'll pull right off. You can see it's kind of black, but it actually looks 1,000 times better. And you can never take out the pitting, and this one has severe pitting. Here's the green one. I can actually read the lid now, which is kind of neat. It says Reich, Auburn Industries, USA, something like that. But we'll take you inside, and there's still going to be all that flaking and stuff because I haven't cleaned any of that out, but all the pitting is still there. But you can see bare steel all the way around, and for the most part, directly in the middle of the screen, you can actually see right there is actually right here. I actually scratched away and neutralized it with some baking soda, and you can see bare steel right there. So even though it kind of looks rusty on the side, it's actually not right now. It's all eaten away. It's just kind of sitting in the because how rough the side is. So we'll neutralize them all now. Here you can actually see two pieces that I did. This is actually the bottom of that one that's completely gone, and you can see I just dipped one in, and now you can see bare steel. There's not much left of it. And here's just a piece of pencil rod that I have that I use for a lot of random projects. You can see how bad this end is, but you can see what happens. It's actually bare steel now, pits and all, but that's actually clean steel, so you could weld to it or something else. So it doesn't have to be, it can be any steel can be dipped in the acid. So now we just got to neutralize it. Really not a difficult process. We'll just take some baking soda and we'll just dump in a bunch, and it's going to be like chemistry with vinegar and baking soda, and just fuzz up on us. But we want to make sure we put enough baking soda in there to do it, and not put the lid on, because that's kind of like making a bomb. But we'll pour that around, we'll swish it around, and then we'll hose out the whole thing on both of them. So it's all been neutralized, and now you can get a good sense of what it looks like inside. Heck of a lot different. You do still have some flaking that I could actually keep etching into it, put the acid back in and try to get it off, or put some nuts and bolts in here and just shake it around, and that would scratch all that stuff off. But you can see bare steel everywhere, and it's actually etched almost like sandblasting. So if I was going to do a tank sealer, it would actually bite in really good. And this tank actually seems like they actually painted the bottom with something at one point, probably the bottom piece before they crimped it in. They put some sort of enamel on it or something to prevent it from ever rusting through. So good for them. You just want to catch them before they get to this. Before they get the little trap door on the bottom. Not much left of that one. But there you go. And if you want to know how to actually seal leaks when you get them, I do have a video on that as well, how to seal them in metal and plastic gas tanks. So I'm going to be doing that next. But you really don't get much cleaner than that. I wouldn't hesitate to actually even weld on these. There's absolutely zero smell of fuel in there after the acid has just eaten everything away, filled them up with water, neutralized it with baking soda. So, I mean, there is no gas fumes in there whatsoever, so I wouldn't hesitate to even braze on this or weld on it, and that's probably what I'm actually going to do on this one. But I do have, I show you methods in the other video how to do it with epoxies and stuff like that, and I've had really good luck with it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and thumbs up, or go to the Facebook page and like that page as well. See you guys soon. Bye. This one's not dead yet. Got actually some cool plans for this, so you'll have to stay tuned for that one. What's that?